Dear colleagues, over the past few months, I have witnessed the pain and suffering of a person very dear to me due to the fact that there is no affordable examination procedure or technique capable of detecting the primary 2.5 centimeter tumor with more than 2 billion cancerous cells on her appendix and had been present between 4 to 10 years. What happened to her could happen to any of us. This tumor was discovered only after it broke its structure and metastasized in the peritoneum, affecting other organs and generating 3 secondary tumors. The largest was 7.5 centimeter at the ovaries. This became symptomatic, this tumor, big one, became symptomatic on January 28, 2021, when she felt a mass touching her abdomen. On February 8, 2021, a CAT scan detected only the large secondary tumor and not the 2.5 centimeter primary tumor. This patient has never smoked, does not drink, is not overweight, in fact she is slim, goes to the gym, follows a healthy diet, walks every day, and has regularly undergone all possible screening tests available. In addition, during the past 4 years, she had several MRI, CAT scan, and regular mammography, colonoscopy, ultrasound, and also the most important screening test among the 27 offered by the company Life Screening here in Dallas, Texas. So unfortunately, this just goes to prove that an effective, affordable screening test that could avoid unnecessary pain and suffering does not exist. On March 8, 2021, the surgeon faced a disastrous situation when he opened the patient's abdomen. Having sectioned out 1 liter of mucoid fluid and tissue to gain access to the pelvis, he found 2 enormous 10 centimeter complex adenoid structures. He removed this together with the ovaries, the uterus, fallopian tubes, and the appendix. Then the pathology exam helped to diagnose pseudomyxoma peritonei, that is PMP, low-grade appendiceal and ovarian mucinous neoplasm, LAMN, that is well differentiated. This led to a secondary 11 hours and 46 minutes surgery in May 2021. This surgery was much riskier and more painful and debilitating than the previous one. It is also labeled an MOS, means mother of all surgeries. It's consisting of a CRS, cytoreductive surgery, when they remove the spleen, which was totally compromised. They removed 2 small tumors at the liver, tumors at the fatty tissue in the peritoneum, scraping the colon and pancreas that were attacked by cancer cells. And after the CRS, the procedures was followed with a HIPEC, that is hyperthermic intraperitoneal chemotherapy. It's a procedure that involves 14 liters of chemotherapy liquid at 106 degrees Fahrenheit, circulating for 90 minutes in the abdomen to kill the cancer cell at 104 degrees Fahrenheit that are in metastasis in the peritoneum. Then she spends 13 days. The prognosis was much less, but she spent 13 days on the ICU, also being affected by pneumonia that required moving fluid from her lung. She was intubated with a ventilator for 5 days, then it was removed for 3 days, put back for 3 days. Is really something disrupting all this back and forth. Receiving to date wound care every other day, means more than 3 months, physiotherapy and occupational therapy, which were not enough to prevent several blood clots in her right leg that she just found out now. I was visiting her every day at the hospital for more than 2 months, and I can tell you that I witnessed her pain and suffering, the vomiting, nausea, and 3.5 months of tube feeding, and with the great courage and the strong will, she struggled to regain energy and strength by eating and exercising. But now she is facing this blood clot. You should realize at this point that her tumor, like the tumors of millions of people, could have been removed with a simple surgical procedure. Before it broke its structure and metastasized in the peritoneum, affecting many other organs, if only my 3D CBS invention, three-dimensional complete body screening, which has the capability of detecting fewer than 100 cancer cells and not billions of cells, not waiting for billions of cells, at a cost of $200 per test and requiring 1% of the radiation dose compared to the commercial PET, if this invention would have been funded 21 years ago. So many people would not have to face, and not even the person dear to me, this pain and this suffering. If anyone has any doubt that it is preferable to detect clusters, means a tumor, with fewer than 100 cancer cells, rather than waiting for them to grow to billions of cells and metastasize to other organs, I invite them to express their doubts or disagreement in public and to analyze and discuss with me the calculation and scientific evidence that I reported in my book of the year 2000. The title of the book is 400 plus times improved PET efficiency for lower dose radiation, lower cost cancer screening. And also you can look at my subsequent article or the website that is crosettofoundation.org. We really should work together, as it was summarized in the article published recently in Italy by the Italian magazine Il Previdente. And the title, it says a lot of things, is the 20 billion euro annually spent on cancer in Italy must not create a competition between researchers, but a union in publicly discuss strategic plans that can defeat the common enemy that is not cancer and not our colleague researcher. Okay. Instead of worrying about how a paper and presentation is helping to advance a career, we should discuss what impact it will have in reducing cancer death and cost, in serving others, and being honest and fair toward taxpayers by evaluating each presentation and paper that maximizes those results for them, not for us. It is a responsibility toward humanity not to silence and suppress the work and research of colleagues proving advancements in science in alleviating suffering, saving lives and cost, as it was done in my case, only to discover 21 years later that I was right. I was right in my calculation, and the scientific evidence reported in my book that would detect cluster, means a tumor, with fewer than 100 cancer cells. So now this invention has been copied, has been built in China and Siemens and others, and they found out that they can really detect 100 cancer cells. However, still the exam is 80 times more expensive than my 3D CBS. So now, if the combination of my three inventions, that means the 3D flow that I developed at the superconducting super collider, the 3D CBS, 3 complete body screening, and the TB-CAD, the total body computer-aided diagnosis, which can save over 260 lives per year per machine and reducing 80 times the cost per life saved, with the potential to save over 100 million lives and over 27 trillion in 30 years. If this is silenced and suppressed, as it has been now for 21 years, who will be responsible for preventing or delaying these benefits to humanity? So I therefore respectfully propose the following to all colleagues who are presenting their work at this 2021 Total Body PET conference in Edinburgh, Scotland. So the first, please, I will ask to read carefully the 280-word abstract and the 3 reference. And this is what every one of us has submitted, and mine it was approved. And then express, and here I provided the link, okay? Express any disagreement that will substantially invalidate my claims that the component cost of the 3D CBS is less than $2 million per device, with a 2 minutes screening test at $200 per test, and the result in benefiting lives and money saved listed before that I said before. Now the cost for service, like salaries of the 20 doctors, was calculated at $400,000 per year for each doctor. This has been discussed with professionals working in the field, and they were found adequate. Anyway, a disagreement in some calculation in rates that might increase the price to maybe to $250 per test. However, this will not invalidate the essence of the lives and money saved. However, we should discuss, you should express your disagreement, if any. So to facilitate understanding the essence of these 3 references that are the book and the long document, I suggest reading the summary of my invention, the 3D Flow, 3D CBS, and TB-CAD, and also the original 22 letter of testimonial from the Nobel laureate, from the director of Fermilab, was the director of SSC, also the director of Fermilab, from the inventor of the pocket calculator, Jerry Merriment, the inventor of the first 300 megahertz microprocessor, Silvio Turini, and others. These people endorse the scientific merit of my invention. So you can find this, and I provided the link at the website crosettofoundation.org. And let me know if you disagree with their statements and how you counter them with scientific argument. If not, why after 21 years there is all this problem of getting the possibility to present them to the public, to you, discuss with you, and being funded. So now my abstract at this conference, the title is Multi 3D CBS Whole Body Screening Test, a revolutionary invention making diagnosis based on the CAD trends calculated on anomalies in biological process rather than on a single examination for saving millions of lives and trillions of dollars. So this abstract submitted here, it was approved on July 22nd, 2021 by the Scientific Committee of the Total Body PET conference. But it was not included in the program. Zero time was allocated for presentation, and its title was not even mentioned in the program. No one, in this way, no one will know of its existence and could express agreement or a disagreement. I provide a link of the final agenda that I downloaded the 15th of September, and it was there since July 22nd when it was approved. So now, if you believe that my 280 words abstract is reporting a work which provides less benefit than yours or any work of any other abstract, please substantiate the essence of your and your colleagues' greater benefit in advancing science in the field for saving lives and money. However, if you cannot show your work, paper, having a higher impact in reducing cancer death and cost, out of respect to cancer patients, I respectfully ask you to sacrifice 10% of your allotted time slot, and I hope that you will consider it to be fair to the taxpayer and cancer patient that my abstract, my paper, my invention, more beneficial to them, should have at least the same number of minutes allocated as the longest presentation at this conference, that is 45 to 50 minutes. So consider also that you don't have to give up anything without relinquishing any impact in visibility of your presentation work to the world, as it is endorsed by the superb venue with the striking features of the University of Edinburgh. You will be helping cancer patients and humanity to receive the best possible solution to beat cancer. And this, it comes from the emerging from the scientific truth in a transparent, open, collaborative environment of scientists at the Total Body PET conference. Your name, title, abstract, and presentation will still appear. Only 10% of your time will be donated for the benefit of taxpayer to receive maximum result. So specifically, I respectfully ask Alex Rominger, Suleiman Surti, Adam Alessio to sacrifice 5 minutes of their 50 minutes allotted time slot. Guobao Wang, Oliver Langer, and Anthony G to sacrifice 4 minutes of their 40 minutes allotted time slot. Adriana Tavares to sacrifice 3 minutes of her 30 minutes allotted time slot. Stefan Vanderberg to sacrifice 2 minutes of his 20 minutes allotted time slot. Marta Freirer and Hassam Sari from Siemens to sacrifice 2 minutes of their double presentation. They have 2 presentations each of 10 minutes. And Stefan Nolman, Borders, Aki, Jasper, Hernandez Lozano, Lambertus, Jones, Liu, Willinger, Pantel, Laval, Sunder, Lee, Elizabeth Lee, and Yings Lee, Ma, Kandarpa, Xu, Gaios, and Gonzalez to sacrifice 1 minute of their 10 minutes allotted time slot. So on behalf of cancer patients, I thank you for your generosity for this. This is for giving up 10% of your allotted time. This is a serious issue with millions of lives and trillions of dollars at stake that relies on our responsibility to understand the laws of nature and make the scientific truth emerge. That is our duty, that is our task. Therefore, I hope you would answer to info@crosettofoundation.org by either claiming your work presentation has a higher impact in reducing cancer death and cost, or to allow me to serve cancer patients in presenting mine. Because the scientific committee already approved my abstract, there should be no problem for them to shift some allocated time from one presentation to my presentation, from your presentation to my presentation. So we should really help each other to observe and interpret the laws of nature for beating cancer. We should help each other in revising the calculation and claims which should reflect the expected results when the actual result from an experiment will be the final judge. We are not really the final judge. The experiment is the judge. For no reason should we silence, delay, or suppress ideas and innovation from being presented, published, and funded without having calculation and solid scientific argument showing irrefutably that they will not provide benefits. At this point, I will certainly listen attentively the presentation of the keynote speaker, Axel Rominger, who has access at Bern University Hospital to the world's first ultra-large axial field PET scanner from Siemens, which is a 106 centimeter field of view biograph vision quadra. This is the assembly of a 426 centimeter field of view biograph vision. The measurement performed by Rominger could have been made by him and by many other hospitals in the world 19 years ago. When I wrote the book in the year 2000 and met the leader of Siemens nuclear medicine in 2002, they came here, this room where I'm talking now. After I solved the inefficiency problem of Siemens PET device during our 2002 meeting, and this meeting that lasted an entire day was recorded with the consent of the participant, they were forced to retract publicly on their website their incorrect statement that it was not possible to increase the efficiency of their PET devices by improving the electronics. So after solving their inefficiency problem in 2002, they could have assembled side-by-side 4 Siemens 23.4 centimeter field of view PET 966 exact 3D that was there in the year 2000. I published on my book using BGO crystal detector as is described on page 47 of my 2000 book. They could have done this to verify that the number of counts increases approximately by the square of the length increase of the detector, means the number of signals detected by the tumor marker. Then, by implementing my 3D CBS device, they could have provided the advantage of a more efficient $200 per screen test cost using the BGO crystal instead of using the LSO crystal using the Vision Quadra that they are using now. So in 2019, Siemens just assembled side by side 4 devices they could have assembled 19 years earlier. When would they agree to build a 3D CBS providing a more efficient $200 per screening test requiring a very low radiation dose to the patient? Romin's developments on artificial intelligence will be much more accurate and effective if it were based on millions of data that could only be acquired when a screening test costs $200 rather than $1,000 as it is now with Siemens and with the Explorer. This would be an interesting discussion that I could contribute with my 3D CBS device and with the strategic plan for an effective mass screening test. At CERN, we are analyzing petabytes of data from the interaction of the particles. So it's important and it's not intimidating having to analyze a lot of data to try to extract some information. And in this case, this CAD, this total body computer-aided diagnosis will be an enormous tool for the doctor to avoid mistakes and to be more, let's say, precise in early detection and of diseases. I will also listen one more time the 50-minute presentation by Suleiman Surti, the title Total Body PET System Design, where he has many ideas taken from my book and document, as was also omitted in a slide presentation of his co-developer, stating that they were not presenting a new idea with the Explorer. This was presented in 2013 at the IEEE Medical Imaging Conference in Seoul in South Korea. However, it would be fair to taxpayer and cancer patient if he and his colleague would let me present my idea and the strategy target to maximize reduction in cancer death and cost, while instead their implementation of the Explorer cannot do that. The real advancement in science come from helping each other to understand the laws of nature to achieve specific publicly declared objective and not by undermining and suppressing the presentation of colleagues with different objectives. My goal is to design instrumentation to reduce cancer death and costs. I have a lot of experience on designing instrumentation, the most advanced and leading edge, bleeding edge instrumentation at CERN in Geneva at the superconducting super collider. So that is my specialty. And I would like to discuss with you and hear your objection, because I know that and the result year after year is telling that I was correct, that what I am designing is meaningful, is an innovation, is helping everyone, and in particular is saving lives and saving money. So at this conference, I hope there will be an opportunity for me to present my combined invention, those three, 3D Flow, 3D CBS, and TBCAD, to maximize benefits, and that colleagues will express their disagreement on technical issue without denying transparency and suppressing advancement in science. Thank you.